Right now, as you watch this, thousands of American soldiers are lacing up their boots, loading their rifles, and boarding aircraft headed straight into one of the most dangerous war zones on the planet. This is not a drill. This is not a warning. This is happening. Tonight, the United States military just activated one of its most elite rapid response forces on Earth. And what they are about to do has not happened since the Iraq invasion of 2003. If you think this war with Iran is far away and has nothing to do with you, stay right here. Because what happens in the next 72 hours could change everything. At Fort Bragg, North Carolina, home of the legendary 82nd Airborne Division, the order came in quietly. No press conference. No fanfare. Just a written deployment order landing in the hands of between 1,000 and 2,000 of America's most battle-hardened paratroopers. Pack your gear. You're leaving. No. The 82nd Airborne is not your average military unit. These are America's 911 force. Elite paratroopers trained to deploy anywhere on the planet within just 18 hours of receiving the call. Day or night. Rain or war. Their mission is simple and brutal. Get there first, hit hard, and hold the line until reinforcements arrive. And right now the call has come. Inside the barracks and staging areas at Fort Bragg, soldiers are moving fast. Rucksacks are packed with clothing, rations, and essentials. M4 rifles are broken down, cleaned, oiled, and reassembled. Machine gunners are pulling belted ammunition from crates, feeding linked rounds through their weapons, coiling the belts and sealing them into ammo cans. By dawn, these soldiers need to be in the air. Out on the airfield at Pope Army Airfield, the C-17 Globemaster III aircraft are already running. These are not ordinary cargo planes. Each C-17 is a flying fortress capable of hauling over 170,000 pounds of military equipment across continents without stopping. Ground crews are working fast, forklifts moving pallets of weapons and supplies up rear cargo ramps. Armored trucks, Humvees, and HIMARS rocket launcher systems are driven aboard and chained to the cargo deck. HIMARS. Let that sink in. These are precision rocket artillery systems capable of striking targets up to 300 kilometers away with devastating accuracy. They are not being sent for show. In the cockpits, pilots power up avionics. Navigation systems, radar, and flight management computers are all tested and verified. When the ramp seals shut and those 4 Pratt & Whitney turbofan engines spool up, there is no turning back. The C-17 taxis to the runway, accelerates, and lifts off into the dark morning sky. Destination, the Middle East. Flight time, 14 hours. Purpose, war. But the 82nd Airborne is not going in alone. On the USS Abraham Lincoln, one of the most powerful warships ever built, Marines are loading into helicopters and Osprey aircraft on the flight deck. Full combat gear. Live ammunition. Body armor locked tight. Sikorsky MH-60S Nighthawk helicopters and V-22 Ospreys lift off one after another, banking hard toward the Qatari coastline. These Marines are being pre-positioned at Al Udeid Air Base, America's largest military installation in the Middle East, for one reason: rapid reaction capability. If Iran makes one wrong move, these Marines hit back within minutes. Meanwhile, offshore transport ships are launching amphibious assault vehicles into the sea. These armored, tracked machines operate both on water and land, propelled by water jets at 8 knots through the ocean, then switching to tracks the moment their hulls scrape beach sand. Behind them come the LCAC hovercraft, enormous, roaring machines riding on cushions of compressed air, skimming the surface at over 40 knots, each one carrying 60 tons of military cargo directly from ship to shore in minutes. Humvees, cargo trucks, armored personnel carriers, delivered straight to the battlefield. No ports needed. No delays. This is a full-spectrum military deployment, air, land, and sea, executing simultaneously with terrifying precision. Here is what you need to understand about where this is all heading. Since February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel have been engaged in an active war against Iran, striking over 9,000 targets inside Iranian territory. Ballistic missile sites, drone manufacturing facilities, IRGC headquarters, naval assets. More than 140 Iranian vessels have been damaged or destroyed. But Iran has not collapsed. Tehran has widened its retaliation across 9 countries, launching missiles and drones at U.S. military bases in Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Oman, and the UAE. Iranian forces have partially restricted traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway through which 20% of the world's oil flows, sending crude prices past $100 a barrel. This is no longer a contained conflict. This is a regional war with global consequences. And America is now sending ground forces, the 82nd Airborne, directly into that environment. The soldiers boarding those C-17s tonight know exactly what they are flying into. They have been trained for it. They have prepared for it. And when they land, whether in Qatar, Bahrain, or somewhere we are not allowed to say, they will be ready. Helicopter crews will fly continuous drone patrol patterns, keeping Iranian Shahid attack drones away from troops and bases. HIMARS units will roll straight from the aircraft to their firing positions near the border. The perimeter will hold. What President Trump decides to do next, whether to push deeper, escalate further, or seek a negotiated exit, will determine whether those soldiers are home within weeks or whether this becomes something far larger. One thing is certain. America's war machine is fully awake. And it is not going back to sleep. If this video gave you information the mainstream news is not covering in full, share it right now with someone who needs to see it. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because this war is moving fast, and we will be here covering every major development as it happens. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think US ground troops will see direct combat? Let me know.